Welcome to Newsletter Guru TV, your show with a boatload of smart marketing and business building advice, and a little fun along the way.
This episode of Newsletter Guru TV is brought to you by the magic of newsletter marketing, the secret to more profits and customers for life. Get your copy today at Amazon or SuccessAdvantagePublishing.com.
Hey everybody, it's Jim Palmer, the Newsletter Guru. Welcome to hot and sunny Phoenix, Arizona. We're out here at the Joe Polish and Dean Jackson I Love Marketing event, and I ran into my good friend Martin Howie. Martin is a 45-year consultant, coach extraordinaire, has worked for many of the major multinational corporations. Martin and I met, we kind of met online about 2-3 years ago and corresponded through email, Facebook. We talked on the phone a few times, and first of all, let me tell you, this is going to be a little bit different of an episode from what you're used to, but I think at the end, when it all comes full circle, you're going to just be pretty darn moved. You know, I'm always talking about adding value to what it is that you do for your customers and your clients, and then always, you know, focusing on how you can make other people's lives better, go out there and do something nice for people, and that's kind of where we're going to come from. You know, Martin, I guess it was about a year ago, Martin. First of all, welcome to Newsletter Guru TV. It's so awesome to meet you in person. So about a year ago, you basically had a major challenge dumped in your lap. Can you tell us about that?
I really did. It was in September of last year. I was diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer. The cancer spread into my pelvis, both leg bones, my liver, my lymph nodes. They said I had 6 months, 12 months to live. They weren't going to operate because it spread too much, too far in my body, unless it became an emergency. Well, they treated me with chemo and radiation for 6 weeks at a time, and at the end of that, they determined that they had ideally shrunk the tumor. It was a baseball-sized tumor that I had, Jim, and they had shrunk the tumor, but in the process, it had also shrunk the opening which I had to pass waste through. So they said, if we don't operate here very quickly, you've got about 2 to 3 days left, and that's it. So they went and did major surgery. I had 6 operations, spent 3 weeks in the hospital. It was a pretty traumatic time. I got out. They went through 4 more months, actually, of chemo. And the doctor went in and we did some more scans, and he found out that the cancer was gone. Not in remission, it was just gone. And I said, well, what do you call that? He said, well, around here we don't have a medical term for it, but we call it a miracle.
You know,
go ahead.
Let me interrupt you there, because, you know, one of the things that I admired most about Martin, well, there's a lot of things, but when this came about, Martin reached out and just started spreading the word, because, you know, Martin is a cyclist, a runner, a swimmer. I mean, Mr. Healthy Eat. I mean, Martin was the epitome of what you should be and how you're living your life, really, except for one thing. You didn't get, you know, the rectal exam and the early checkup and all the other stuff we're supposed to get after we hit 50, right? And so that was the message you wanted to share. You went out in a big way and started talking about as much as you could, I can't let this happen to other people. So that was the one thing. Then the other thing you did is, you know, myself and so many other friends that you have and built up throughout your career, we started praying, like, en masse. I mean, I don't know, it could be tens of thousands of people were praying on Martin's behalf. And, you know, as the doctor said, what could only be described as a miracle, you know, Martin's latest scan shows no cancer, which is, I mean, it's a miracle. It really is.
Yeah.
And so this morning when I ran into Martin, and so I said, Martin, so what now? You know, what's next? I mean, you know, you have to feel like I've been given another chance, a new lease on life. What's next for you? And I just love what he told me he's thinking about, and that's why I asked him to come on and share, and I'd like to help spread the word. So what's next, Martin?
Well, thank you, Jim. You know, really, I did everything right. I ate right, I ran, I swam, I went to the gym, world-class triathlete. I won the World Games 8 times, won the state cycling and national cycling championship several times. I did everything right. I just got caught unaware. I didn't realize what was happening. I've been carrying this tumor for between 7 and 10 years, the doctor said. Had no idea I even had it. And there's a lot of people out there who don't know they have this either. So we put up some information on Facebook and on YouTube, and I've done a website, beatcolorectalcancer.com.org rather, and it's got a lot of information on there. But really, I started looking and said, all right, what do I do? What do I do with the rest of my life here? I don't know how much time I have. In fact, Jim, none of us know.
Right.
I mean, we can walk out the door and get hit by a bus. So
yeah.
I mean, really, you don't know how much time you have. So I looked at it and I said, what am I going to do with the rest of the time here? What I know best is I know how to help people create significant incomes and create better lifestyles for themselves. And the way they do that, we teach people how to become business development consultants and how to go out and work with business owners and help them be more successful at what they do. If they're more successful, they can sell more of their products and services to people who can benefit from them. So really, when I look at this, if I can train a certain number of consultants and they could go out and get a number of business owners who can now make their businesses better, sell better products and services, create more jobs, and that's what's going to get us out of the economic situation, is creating more jobs, and that's a small business owner. If I can help them be more successful, then I've fulfilled my dream. Now, here's the thing. Money isn't an object with me anymore. I'm not interested in the money. For me, we're taking it 100% of all the proceeds that we get, minus our operating expenses, and that's going, that's being directed to to cancer awareness, detection, and prevention. Had I been aware there was a test I could take, which was called a colonoscopy, I could have been aware. If I hadn't been aware of that, I could have detected the problem. I could have prevented the problem. I'm not interested in cancer research. There's $5.2 billion a year going into cancer research. I'm interested in not how to cure cancer, but how to be aware of it, how you can detect it, how you can prevent it.
It's funny how when you face a major life challenge like I did 10 years ago, it's interesting how your priorities change.
It is.
And what becomes important now. When Martin told me that, one of the things that really resonated with me was, small business and entrepreneurship is really what's going to drive this economy out of the ditch. And here's Martin going to take his new lease on life, and the old corporate rates he used to charge all the big companies, he wants to really reach out and help as many entrepreneurs and small business owners develop thriving and growing businesses. And I think that's an awesome thing. And it's kind of maybe that is what you're supposed to be doing, which I think is really cool. So how can people find out more information about your new mission and what you want to do?
Well, the easiest thing, we've set up something with the Livestrong Foundation, Lance Armstrong's foundation, which is a real hero of mine because of what he's gone through. Mm-hmm. We've set up an organization there, or part of his organization, where the money's going to be donated to him. If you'd like more information about this, you can just write to me at Martin@Topline, Topline, ToplineBusinessSolutions.com, and I'll be happy to get back and answer any questions you have and tell you how we operate our business and where we're going from here.
Martin is a high-quality individual, and I want everybody to get in touch with him, learn more about what you can do. And here's the other thing, and I share this with some of my friends and some of my neighbors. Don't wait for this major challenge, this major boom obstacle to hit you in the face before you try and figure out what it is you're here for and what it is you're supposed to accomplish. I believe we've all been blessed with skills and talents, and we're supposed to use them to help other people. So find out. No matter what challenge you may have faced in your life, figure out what you're going to do. Why are you here? And go out there and make a difference. I always look for ways in your business that you can add more value to what it is that you do, and go out there and make somebody's day a little bit brighter. And we'll make this planet a better place to live. And the other thing I'd like you to do, if you found some value on this, especially on this episode, this is really key. Click the like button if you're watching it on Facebook. If you're watching it on Newsletter Guru TV, click the share button and spread the message around. This is a very important message. But Martin, thank you so much.
Thank you, Jim.
What an awesome time to spend time with you. Folks, until next time, this is Jim Palmer, the Newsletter Guru. I'll see you again in Phoenix. I can interview somebody else sitting right over there. Take care.
Rolling.
Your finger's right in the lens there, Charlie. This one right here, just to make sure it's not.
It's not at all. I put it there just to make you nervous.
That'll be a blooper right there.
It's not in the...
Leave that section in.
Yeah.